welcome back to the Life at River Island podcast. I'm so excited today because we have two, not one, but two amazing guests for you who are going to share their island experience. I'm going to hand the board to our first guest so they can get their mantra ready while I continue to welcome you guys in. If you haven't already, make sure you check out our last podcast with James from Property, which was a great chat. So make sure you go back and check that out. And then once this podcast finishes, make sure you write a comment and let us know what you think, because we know you're going to get some good nuggets. So now I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to introduce guest number one with the mantra. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Guest number one, can you tell us your name, what you do here on the island, and then inspire the people with your mantra?
Okay, so my name is Niastra. I'm a buyer's admin assistant on the tailoring department, and my mantra is that every day is best.
Can you tell us
every day is best?
Why you chose that mantra? I love it. Why you chose that mantra?
There's a very wise lady in my life who told me this, and basically just live every day as if it's your best day. If you want to wear that ball gown, wear it. If you want to eat bacon at 12 p.m, you do that. If you want to have cereal for dinner, have it. Because every day is your best day. You never know what's going to happen in each day, so therefore you got to live it to your best. And if we put it in the context of our jobs, so if I'm doing the best, then when a girl goes into a store and buys something and she wants to look her best, I know I've done my best in that, and then that's going to make her day the good. So every day is your best day.
I love it. I feel like that's it. That's a wrap. Thank you for coming to the podcast. I'm just kidding. You can hand the ball to our second guest, who is going to introduce themselves. I thought you was going to show it because that was your quote also.
Same quote, guys.
It's not. Can you tell us, as you're writing, your name and what do you do here on the island?
So my name is Ryan, and I do merchandising, opposed from buying. And I also work for tailoring, but I also do outerwear as well. So very, very busy person. I'll have to leave in 5 minutes.
He's got things to do. He's got a thing. And you guys look incredible.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.
We will get into that in a second. I'm just giving you a bit more time stalling so you can show us, tell us.
My mantra is quite small actually. We only make clothes, so obviously this job is meant to be fun. Don't stress, but it's still a job. So enjoy it and don't get too stressed basically. There will be pressure, but it's fun.
I love that. Just focusing on the importance of what you're doing and the fact that you just enjoy what you do and not focus on the outside negative vibes.
Yeah. I feel like we're very lucky that you can have fun at a job.
Yeah. See, this is my favourite part of the podcast because we get every day is your best, and we make clothes. We get to do what we love and wake up and just enjoy life. Yeah. Thank you. Now I'm gonna have bacon. No, I'm gonna have breakfast for dinner. Yeah. There you go. And I'm not going to feel bad about it because Niastra just said so. Amazing. I'll take that. Cool. So can you tell us, obviously you told us you're buying a merch. Can you tell us a bit about what you do on a day-to-day? What does your role mean individually?
Yes, so I work in buying. I'm a buyer's admin assistant. So on the buying side, we kind of look at the product from the beginning of the life cycle all the way to the end. So we look at what's trending, look at what we can look at the upcoming seasons, and then we'll speak to design, we'll look at different things, get different CADs, get the samples in, then we'll book them, fit them, get them all ready. So there's a lot of things managing it till before it gets to store, seeing the samples when they come in, how they look, is there anything we need to change, and then that final moment when you get your production and then send it off to web so it can get shot, and then you see the beautiful pictures, you're like, yeah, and then you go and see it in store. So it's all about the product and the customer. What is she loving? What are we seeing? Denim's really popping off. Okay, we need to make a denim waistcoat. We need to do this or whatever. And then Ryan will then tell us, yes, you can buy that, or we have that money, or
oh, the one with the power. Okay, so that's
everyone thinks it's buying with power.
It sounds like a lot, and there's a lot of process and steps, but the way you just described it with so much joy and excitement is just, I love it. You clearly love what you do.
Yeah, no, we do.
I love that. And then on to Ryan. you'd handle the merch side of things.
It's a lot more numbers and data based. But don't freak out because everyone thinks it's like, oh my god, numbers, I need to be so good at math.
Did you see you lost me for a second there? But okay, it's fine. Go ahead. I'll give you a talk.
They obviously work on the whole life cycle, but we start to pick it up when it's been shipped and when it's on its way to us. And then once it's hit down in stores, we're looking at what's it selling, is it meeting what we've projected it to sell? And then we make decisions based on how it's selling. Like, have you seen the short cropped fur jacket?
Yes.
We sold 2.5K last week alone, and that's just crazy. We wouldn't expect that. And obviously, so now we've gone back and we've bought more.
Right.
So they'll be coming. They're coming back.
Oh, they're making a comeback. Okay. So people kind of lump buying and merch together. Like that is, people like buying a merch. So people just assume that it's the same thing. So you've just described two completely different roles, but what are like the major differences, would you say, in your jobs? Like the major things?
I would say that I deal more with like suppliers and the product like itself. And so, for example, you know, we were talking about our outfits, and so this is something that I've seen from a sketch or a CAD to now it's gone into the person. So speaking to the supplier, is this on track? You know, we need the buttons. Is this all approved? Is everything on time and things like that? And if there is a delay that the supplier then lets me know, then we have to let merch know, because obviously they've got projections. If it comes in this time, then it's going to sell this many. So the more it's delayed, so then I have to be like, okay, well, maybe can you do something to not make it so late, or can we make sure that this is happening, or you know, things like that. So I think I deal more on that kind of side, and like Ryan said, he's more of the numbers and like the impact of what this, if we sell this many, or and then I think if things do really well, then it's like merch will be like, okay, this was a top store, now we're going to make it all store next time. Thanks. Something
Yeah,
like
and
that.
then like we kind of decide where it's going. So like we have 230 stores or so, and then if something only a little bit comes in and it's doing so well, we'll have to rethink and be like, we can't actually send this to every single store because it's already doing so well, and we're not going to have all of the stock. And it's just like, it's always surprising of what does well and what you think won't do well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really get to see, I am involved with the product, but I'll only see it like a couple of weeks before it's coming in. I'm like, oh, this is so nice. And then Niastra's like, oh yes, months ago. Months ago I knew about that.
Yeah. I love that. Okay, so what is, as you were talking, I kind of heard a few challenges within like what happens. So what would you say is the hardest thing about being a buyer and the hardest thing about being a merchandiser?
So I'd say, well, to anyone who is a BAA on buying, you'll know these words when you hear them. They'll get you. Please, can you find me a rail? Oh, please, can you find me a grid? Every BAA is quaking in the face when you hear that, because you're like, oh no, because as you probably see, the buying floor is huge and everyone always has their own rails or grids and stuff. So sometimes you'll find me behind the post room just making one, you know? And people say, buying's so glamorous, you know, wear nice outfits, you do whatever. Sometimes I am behind the post room just making grids, doing whatever, filling the side. But then all joking aside, I'd say, yeah, like challenges when there are delays, or maybe a supplier's not communicating with you in the way you need, and like, you know, it's my role to then like feed that back to everybody. And if I'm not, then it can be a bit like stressful, because you're like, oh, you know, have they got back to you? You're like, no, but I did email them. So it's that challenging thing in the communication and stuff like that as well. And then I think like, you know, sometimes things might come in and it's not how we thought it was going to be, and then it's like, oh, you have to cancel it, and then it's a bit sad, and then you think you've been thinking, oh, this is going to do really well. So that, I think that can be a challenge in that sense as well.
And then there's people out there somewhere watching this podcast and they're like, oh, that sounds really difficult. What tip would you give them as like a buyer's admin assistant? What tip would you be like would help them through?
I would say just don't be too hard on yourself, you know, like Ryan said, we're just making clothes, and you know, again, you might then think, oh, then my job's not that important, I'm just making clothes, but everybody wears clothes. You know, so actually, you know, it is an important job, but at the same time, you know, at the end of the day, like, it's just clothes, and you can just do the best that you're doing, you know, every day is best. So put your best into each day, and then if you know that you're doing your best, then it's fine. If you couldn't find a grid, that's okay. The world is still going to keep turning, you know. If something's happening, it's still going to keep going, as long as you've got like a solution. And I think for me, the big thing is you're communicating and sharing that, then that will be fine. It doesn't have to be so heavy. Like it's fine. It'll be okay. So yeah.
Yeah, oh, I love it. Oh my God, all I can think now is every time I see a grid on the buying floor, I'm gonna be like, somebody struggled.
Please message me. If you ever see one broke, just say, Niastra, I saw a grid in the wholesale room.
Oh, don't worry, I got you. We're in this together, it's fine. Okay, Ryan, can you tell us what is the most difficult thing, would you say, about your role?
Like obviously a lot of the times you do have busy weeks, and then the most frustrating thing being as merch is there's always slippages, and you can't always like see why or know why. Like it's on the water for like 8 to 9 weeks,
Yeah.
and you don't know why it's like moved another week out. So then I have to go back in and update, constantly updating, and then like something, if it's not coming in this week, I'm like, oh, that's just like ruined our plans. And like we've planned it specifically for like November selling, December selling, and if it's late by like 4 weeks, it's completely missed its selling period. And then you're like, oh no, are we going to sell enough before we have to put it into the markdown and the sale? So that's what gets stressful, and you're just hoping and praying everything works out in the end.
Yeah, I mean, it does sound stressful, but just like I asked Niastra, there's a merchandiser out there that is like, oh, I completely hear what you're saying, or they want to get into the role. What advice would you give to any merch?
Don't think it's just numbers. Like you don't need to know a lot of maths to do this job. It's more like you pick it up as you go along, and it's more suggestions and like analysing the data, like using your brain. And there's buying don't use their brains. Sorry.
Whoa, are we causing a rift here?
Well, you know what?
We're busy.
Yeah.
I do want to say we had our L&D podcast and we did cause a few arguments throughout, so we're friends now. Okay. Let's go back slightly. Can you tell me about your career journey, like here on the island? How has it been? How have you navigated it? Where did you start? That kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's been a good journey. I have been on the island, as they say, for 4.5, nearly 5 years now. And I started off, started from the bottom. Now we're here. I started off, I had a Saturday job at the Windsor store. So shout out to 182 Windsor if you're listening. Woo, 182! As a Saturday job there. And then I moved on and I did 2 days. I did a Sunday. Then I went full time and then I was a team leader. So I was part of the management team there. And then, yeah, halfway through I was just looking for something different. What did I want to do? It was either, do you want to go on to be a floor manager or maybe go to head office? And then my manager at the time said to me, I think you'd be really good in buying, you do that. So I did my interview. I had a call from Dan from the people team who got me my interview, who's my now senior buyer. Had that interview and then I've been here ever since. So I've been at head office for about 2.5 years now. So yeah, so that is my journey on the island.
And you're still here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
So somebody somewhere is doing something.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, and it's been really cool. I mean, I didn't study fashion. I was just in the store, and I think that also has really helped me because I think with buying, we're here at the beginning and then we see it then go to store. Wow. So it was almost like I've done it in the reverse, you know. So one thing when we were in store is when we would get things with like the same thing but it has different product numbers, we were like, why, you know, for the RFID, like this is not helping me. And then now I'm here in head office, I understand it's because things are made in different fabrics, or it's because we had to book something at a different time and things. So then you understand more, or we see things and I think, yeah, the girl in Windsor wouldn't buy that. Oh, but Staines girl would buy that. And then like Ryan said, you know where things sell in different places. So it's been a good journey. I think when I first started, I thought, oh no, I haven't studied. Everyone's like been to the same place, they know whatever. But you learn as you go along, and like I said earlier, you just need to give yourself like grace, and you'll get it. You'll learn as you go along with anything. It's just So it's been good.
I literally could listen to you talk all day. Like both of you just like give me nuggets, and I'm just like, I can do this.
Yeah, you can.
I love it.
Why is that show? Because every day is best.
Every day is best.
Best. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, let me get out of myself and make this about the people. Okay, can you tell us a bit about your journey on the island?
I had a completely different journey. So going way back to A-levels, I don't know how many years ago that was now, but I was studying biology, chemistry and maths, so it was like completely unrelated.
We're going back to numbers again. Is this where we're going?
Oh, A-level maths is awful. Don't ever do it. Never do A-level maths. It's nothing like normal maths. Because I wanted to be like a plastic surgeon or a pathologist.
What?
And then I couldn't go back. Very annoying because I failed maths. But then I did business at college, and then I did a level 4 like buying and merchandising. I was like, this is so cool. Only one place offers it. And then COVID happened. So I was like, no one's going to be hiring right now. So I did the degree in buying and merchandising, which was another 2 years. And then this is the first job I got, and now I'm here. Been here like a year and a half now.
Oh,
Loving life.
and best decision you made in terms of like changing your, like you wanted to do
Medicine,
something completely different.
basically.
What are you doing medicine like that?
Dr. Ryan.
Could you imagine me being a doctor?
Yeah.
I mean, I could see it, but you're great at what you do now.
I've always been interested in clothes. I've always had like more of an analytical head on me. And this is like the best of both worlds.
Ryan is very stylish. Every day I look forward to what Ryan wears.
I know this because every time, I mean you too, every time I see you around the office, and I will say to the people watching, they both walked into this room for us to film the podcast, and I was absolutely devastated because I obviously didn't get the memo, the tailoring memo, but whatever. Anyway, but you both look absolutely amazing all the time.
Thanks.
You're like the
I
epitome
try.
of fashion.
And sometimes Ryan, is it on a Wednesday, he'll let the team know a theme. And then
Yeah, I
we all
try and
got
do
to like,
themes
a
so
matching
everybody
theme.
can come in.
Yeah, so we can
All
all come
similar.
in matching.
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
where is my invite? Because
Sure,
I'm in on
tomorrow's
a
Wednesday. Wednesday's the day.
I
So
think I'm in
What
the
should we
morning.
do? Ooh.
We'll let you know.
What kind of themes do you normally do? Is it like
We've done like blue stripe
Yeah.
or like grey,
College core,
grey and black.
animal print.
Then we go on actual trends like
Yeah, yeah,
leopard,
yeah.
animal.
I love this.
Yeah, yeah.
I need to look in my wardrobe because this is now
It's
my
very
thing.
stressful because I like voice one. I'm like, oh, let's do this. And then I'm looking at my own wardrobe like, damn, why did I say that?
What's
Remember
the
once I
craziest
wore
thing?
something, they were like, no, that doesn't count,
Oh
Ryan.
yeah, what was it when we did animal print?
Animal print, but it was
Yeah.
like abstract trousers that kind of looked like zebra.
Zebra.
Doesn't count.
And everyone was like, doesn't count.
What's the craziest thing you've done? Have you done anything
Oh, I don't
crazy
know.
or?
I don't
I think,
know.
maybe it was the
Halloween's
animal.
coming
The
up.
craziest one we did was like blue stripe in summer, but then obviously other people that we never said were wearing blue stripe.
Oh yeah.
And then we got
yeah.
other people from different departments to wear blue
Yeah,
stripe too.
Yeah.
There was quite a lot of
Check
people.
that
Oh yeah.
I
Well,
can't
sometimes
wait to
people
get
are like, "Oh,
involved.
you guys are matching." We're like, "Yes."
We know, we planned it. Okay.
We have worn matching outfits multiple times.
Yeah, we have.
We love it.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous that I wasn't invited, but we'll talk about that after. Anyway. Okay, so you guys work for some amazing teams. You have great teams around you, great teams to support you in all the things you're doing. And I've heard that we have one of the biggest in-house, make sure I get this right, buying merch and design floors and teams on the high street. What is it like working in that space? Because I know the buying floor is massive. And sometimes when I walk past the mezzanine, I'm looking over like, and I see rails, I see grids. So what's it like working in that space with all these amazing people?
Yeah, it's really good. It's very open plan. So you can see everyone around you. You can, that means also that's good because you can see everyone, but also, like you say, you see all the grids and the rails.
Can be messy.
Yeah, it can be a bit messy. But I think that's all part of the fun of it, like Ryan and I sometimes are in a bit earlier. So sometimes you've got that like quiet where there's no one on the floor. So you're like just doing your way, your work, it's nice and lovely. And then as soon as it hits at 9 o'clock, the buzz happens, like everyone's in, like everyone's like, hi, oh, I love this. So it's really good. It's very collaborative, and because everyone is like friends and they know each other, you can just like, I often turn around on my desk, speak to my friend on Wovens, or you've got like Ryan's got the Answer team on the other side, so it's very like collaborative. Everyone's there, and I think maybe you could work in an office where it's like very like blocked off, and you then feel like you're on your own, but you're not, because we've got the biggest floor there, and everyone's there in there.
And you get to say that you work in that space.
Yeah.
What about you?
It's just like, you just want to do a quick like coffee run or just pop to the loo, and then you end up talking to like 6-7 people. And you just have conversations with so many people because you just always bump into each other, or you just see them, you're like, hello, how are you today?
It's true. It is like a big open space. You can't hide.
Yeah.
Even if you did want to cut, I'm just going to the printer. I'm going to the printer, and then you open your eye and there's somebody sitting there. Okay, that's amazing. Okay,
Like right at the back though.
Yeah,
So we got a long
are.
walk from the entrance.
That's worse if you've got a long walk because there's more people to bump into.
Yeah. But you can get your 10,000 steps.
Oh, yeah, very true. Very true. Very, very true. Okay, so there's this whole conversation around consumer awareness, which is obviously just people being more aware and being more, I guess, engaged in conversations around like sustainability, what they're buying. They want to make sure they've got, like, they're doing their part for the planet while also like dressing fashionably. So where do you kind of fit into that conversation? How does it impact your role, if it does in any way? What do you guys talk about?
We, in terms of like our fabric bases that we use and stuff, we use a lot of like recycled bases and like cloths and stuff, so we know that where they're coming from and things like that. And then in terms of like maybe cloth that we haven't like used before, we'll make sure that we're using that up. So, okay, yeah, we made it in something before and it's been sat in MK for a long time, but what can we now use that's on trend that we can make it? And we did that recently.
Yeah, this skirt, the fabric, it was like a PU fabric, had been sitting in the DC for about 8 years. So we obviously didn't want it to go to waste, loss of money and then just filling up landfills and all that. So we just turned it into a nice skirt. Everyone should check it out.
Yeah.
It's like this colour.
This colour is very on trend, everyone.
Burgundy. We love burgundy.
Burgundy. So yeah, it's like a PU skirt. I just know it as the name we call it, but obviously it's not called that when you go up.
Don't type PU skirt.
Yeah, but like we go out to places and we're like, oh, did you see the Idris? And obviously no one knows what that means because we have names.
I do think we should, like, you know, a lot of places have like,
Names.
this is the Melanie.
Yeah.
I think we should do that because we have names for all our stuff.
Yeah. So that's another thing in buying a merch. For every product we have, we everything has a name. So because obviously we've got so much product. So for example, what Ryan is wearing right now, this is Idris and Hemsworth.
This is
Gad.
This is Gad.
Nabba and Coles.
Yeah, Nabba and Coles.
Who comes up with these names?
So
and
sometimes we have
no
themes. So it's that's fine. That's fine.
Not for you.
Okay. So like for DJF now, our themes are holiday destinations. Oh, wow. So we've got something called a Doha. We've got something called a Maldives, like a Seychelles, you know. And so everything just has themes. At the time when we were doing autumn winter, it was like good-looking men. So Idris. There's like a gold coat out at the moment that's called Elba. Yeah, and it's doing well and it looks good. So thank you, Idris. Thank you.
He blessed it.
Yeah, he blessed it.
That is like my favourite bit of not. I didn't know that.
And then we've got things that are named in like places in London. Like we've got best-selling shorts with a belt. It's called Acton. So shout out to all the people in Acton.
Go get the shorts.
Go get the shorts.
I mean, I just want to put this out there. I really love the name Sasha.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know if you've heard it.
Yeah. Would you like to be a blazer, a waistcoat, a tailored dress,
this is
a skirt?
This is not something I can decide right now.
We can do a Sasha and an Abby.
Oh,
what colour?
Yeah, what colour? Like, obviously
yellow.
Yellow is very big for us at the moment for next season. So
I'm just.
We'll speak to our people.
I'll have my people speak to your people.
Yeah.
I was just letting you know I like the name. I'm not expecting anything to come from it, but I just wanted to put that out there. Okay. So we spoke about consumer awareness.
Yeah.
So now in terms of decisions in general, because obviously people are buying like for sustainability and all that kind of stuff. We just spoke about that.
Yeah.
In terms of customers buying in general, how do their buying habits impact what you do? Yeah. And it's not just obviously one store. There's like however many stores and then online. It's stressing me out thinking about it. So I don't know how to do it. But how do their behaviours impact the decisions that you both?
So and I say what she buys because we are women, but obviously he as well if you're on menswear. But what she buys impacts us massively because then that helps us, as Ryan says, then plan for what we're doing next. So for example, this lovely little Canadian tuxedo I'm wearing now, this waistcoat, jacket and trouser, we brought this in and she loved it.
I can see why.
She loved it.
I am she.
Yeah, she is. She loved it. So much so that I think before we came here, they're saying that it's actually sold out now. Sorry, guys, but you can still get the jacket. So
I was just gonna tell you
so you can still get the jacket.
We'll change outside.
So but because this sold so well, we're like, okay, then you'd think, okay, let's do it again. But then if you're talking about sustainability or whatever, if I'm bringing this jacket back in, she's like, I've already bought that, darling. So instead what we do is we do things called like move on. So clearly she loved the denim waistcoat, she loved the trousers, and she loved the jacket. So how can we keep that denim but maybe move it into a different shape that she'll like? So now she knows she likes the denim waistcoat. Okay, we're going to do a different one, but maybe it's going to have a collar, maybe it's just the different buttons. So that's kind of how she kind of impacts. In this lovely jacket that Ryan is wearing now, you may have seen all over the gram.
It's called
Idris.
I just wanted to put that
on. This is doing really, really well for us at the moment, you know.
Yeah, you can't get it, it's gone now.
Yeah, but don't worry, Sasha, because why, Ryan?
We've got thousands coming back.
I'm just going to take yours, but
well.
It's coming in chocolate
red,
with the matching
deep red,
deep
black.
red,
It's going to go to every single store.
Currently, right now, it's in khaki with the matching cream. With a matching trouser. Yeah. Okay. And all stores. So don't worry. And if you can't find it on the store, it'll be online. So so what she buys will impact us, and we've been recently seeing a lift on these. So then we're like, okay, cool. If we're bringing it back in December, January, Feb, what colours are there that she'll buy into of this? You know. And then with this, this is a really cool jacket. You can wear it with anything. It doesn't just have to be with the trouser. You could throw it on with something else. You can do whatever. So what she buys does impact us a lot, especially as buying. And then we see, okay, this has been trending. And then in terms of like the merch side, Ryan can see like the full numbers of what's going on and how that's impacting sales.
Obviously yours is a bit more detailed in terms of the data. I'm not going to say numbers because I don't know how you feel about maths. But in terms of the data, so obviously like there's a direct impact with what customers are buying in stores and everywhere else for you to kind of look at and be like, okay, we need to do this, we need to change this.
Yeah, well, at the moment, like we've got this wrap coat that's doing quite well, and we're looking at where it's selling, like literally down to the store level, and we're like not sending it, we're blocking it to go back to stores that aren't selling it. So we're prioritizing them stores, and we've looked at all of this to ensure that obviously like we're sending it back to where she wants to buy it and where like she is going to look for this product. And mentioning from Niastra, like we constantly like keep looking at the data to see like, is it doing well? Is it gonna pick up? Like always the first week, you're like,
the first week you're like,
has it done well? Is it gonna get better?
Yes, but we're like, yay, first week, and Merch like, let's give it another week.
Let's give it another week.
But look, and Merch like, one more week.
Well, how soon do you check? Like, is it like as soon as something goes, you're kind of just like watching the numbers, or is it like after a week that's when you look at things, or is it daily? How do you?
Well, once it's online, you can look at it daily, and then once you send it out, it won't get to every single store like right away, and it takes quite a while, especially like stores in Ireland. But you just keep an eye on it, and then I think the best time is like 10 days.
Right.
Yeah.
And you get like a good read, because it's been in some stores for a long time, it's just got to some stores.
Yeah.
But then stuff can surprise you.
Yeah.
Like after a month it could like pick up and then sell out.
Yeah, we had an occasion once where I think we had something come in and all of a sudden it sold out over the weekend. We're like, why?
Yeah, we come into work on a Monday and
we're like, what's going on? And someone had like worn it on this morning. I think it was like Rochelle, and then but then it was planned for something. So obviously like Rochelle wore it, and then we're like, oh no.
Can't do what we wanted to do.
Can't do what we wanted to do with it. But it was good though, we sold out, but then obviously, there was just things like that. So
sellouts are very exciting.
Yeah, they're exciting.
Do you ever have like a piece of product that you see and you know it's going to go, and you're like, I love this product, I know it's going to do amazing, it's going to be great, and you're kind of watching the numbers every day, and it's like...
Well, when I know something's going to do very, very well, I know when it's coming in.
Yeah, Ryan knows,
I know when it's going to go online.
Yeah.
So I will be like the first person to buy it. I'll be sitting there like...
every day refresh.
I don't want to miss out.
Yeah.
As well as you learn to be quite reactive. It's like, so something's not doing quite well, and you know you've got thousands more on order, and like you have to. There's certain stages that you will know more than me, but like you have to be really reactive and like cancel it and then turn it into something else.
So if Ryan's like, okay, this skirt, like, oh no,
Is
we
doing
haven't
nothing.
sold. And say we have something like in the buying stages, when you have a product and okay, you fit it now and it's like sealed, it's ready, then you have something called cut approval, like we're going to give it cut approval, and maybe we've cut a first hit, and then merch will say to us, oh no, she's not doing well, and then you have to be like, okay, let's make it into something that is doing well. So then again, we're not like wasting fabric and stuff, move it into a shape that she does know she does like, so therefore we know then it's going to sell and going to help get those sales online and things.
It was like
that.
last
So,
year, you know, the black waistcoat.
Oh yeah.
We bought like 2,000, I want to say, in the beginning, sold out.
Yeah, sold out.
And then we had like every single fabric.
Yeah, every single colour.
Every
You probably
single
saw
factory.
waistcoats. Yeah, literally making waistcoats.
that,
You know? Yeah,
We still
you
have a
know.
lot.
Do you know what that one's
So go
called?
buy.
Big Red.
Ooh.
Big Red waistcoat, yeah.
The big red
And
waistcoat.
she was big. She was big.
She
She
was
still
big.
is big. You can still buy her online.
Or maybe I need to.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna. Okay. So we spoke a bit about you working on like the massive buying floor, and then obviously you work within your own little teams.
Yeah.
How do you stay connected? How do you make sure, kind of, obviously work is important, but how do you make sure you kind of make time for each other and strengthen that teamwork that you have?
Yeah.
Because it obviously just makes the job a lot easier when you kind of know each other.
Yeah.
Have some fun. So how do you do that?
So we have tea breaks sometimes.
Yeah, I'll message Niastra. Coffee? Question mark?
Your matching clothes.
So we'll do that, or in the morning, like we'll go and have some toast together and things like that. And then I think in terms of like our actual teams, like buying and merch, we organise different things. Ryan and I just so happen to be like the social people for our like merch and buying. So recently, actually, as buying as all the BAAs, we all got together because a lot of people had left. A lot of it's been like a bit stressful. Lots of different deadlines and lots of different changes, which happens everywhere. So another BA and I, Daisy, we decided we'd just get together. So we went to management and we were like, please, can we organise something? And it was really nice. Like, it was so simple. We had like a budget. We went to the Ealing Common. We played rounders. We had drinks. We had, we're just talking. And it's just so funny because you can be in your team. Like, I can sit with tailoring and we're chatting and it's fine. But sometimes you can forget there's other buying assistants, or sometimes there's a crossover. We work with different suppliers. So we were there, just sat on the Common, and someone said, do you work with a supplier? I work with a supplier. Do they do that? Yeah, they do that to me. So you think, oh, I'm not on my own. It's just it doesn't mean they don't do that as well. And it was so funny, just the next day we were in the office, and not that we don't say hi to each other all the time, but people walking be like, hi, or even now you just see someone in the office and okay, oh yeah, she works on Jersey or she works here, I can just message her, and we've got our own little BAA group chat where we're just asking for people to help each other and things, because again, you can be just in your own little bubble, like I'm in tailoring, but then there's a wider thing and other people are going through the same things as you. So when you have that community, I think it really helps. And we're planning to do like other things as well. I think we're going to salsa, might go for a drink in the pub, things like that. Do you want to come?
I mean, I was waiting for the invite, but again, we can have that conversation.
So and I think there's that quote that says that you think school is a long time, but actually you spend most of your life at work, right? So obviously I enjoy what I do, and like it's good. So another part of that, yes, you want to be really good at your job, but also like making it fun while you're there. Like as we're going back, Ryan says we're just making clothes. Every day is best. How am I going to make my best day? Maybe I need to go play rounders with my friends, like just decompress, like talk about stuff. And yet you notice the difference in the office afters. I know like there's people that I didn't speak to before, but now I do, and you have that, and like I can go to you for help. I can talk to you about different things as well. And I know
extra support.
And the MAAs and the merch do the same as well.
Yeah, my outerwear team did like a team away day. There was only like 8 or 9 of us or so. And obviously when you're like working, you're so focused, you like don't always have the time to talk, like unless it's about work, obviously. But like the team away day allowed us to work on work, like improve the ways that we work as a team. And then it just gives everybody a chance to like voice like your opinion on what you think we should start, what you think we should stop. And obviously this was all outside of work, so everyone felt more comfortable. And then we go do store visits, like we're showing buying how to do, like what merch to look out for when we go to stores, and then vice versa. Like we showed them like the stock rooms and looking at things like queuing rails and stock levels and like replan and all that situation. And yeah, it was just fun. And obviously went for a little bevy at the end of the day.
Little bevy, I love it. Oh,
Past
that
5
sounds
p.m.
so wholesome. It sounds so wholesome, and like just to be able to connect, and like you said, like building that community and having a space, because we can talk to people like in other places, but nobody knows what you do, like people that do what you do. So it's nice to kind of have that extra support. Because you can come and ask me about being a buyer, and I will high five you and send you anyway. Okay, so final question. I'm so excited to ask you guys this question because, okay, if you were an RI product, what product would you be, and why would you be that product? And I want the product name if you know it.
Oh, name.
Well, you don't
You
have
like
to.
specific.
We can
So like,
I mean, if you know
can it
the
be
name.
broad, like skirt, or like certain like mini fluffy
It's up
skirt?
to you.
That was very.
It's up to you.
Okay,
You know the product better than I do. But you can say skirt, or you can say
cool.
It's up to you. No pressure.
Okay, cool. So, if I were an RI product, I would be, and Ryan knows this, I would be a waistcoat. I love a waistcoat. I love it. She doesn't know. I love a waistcoat.
I see that. Yeah.
So
You
if we're talking
rock a waistcoat.
She does.
Oh my god.
You know, every single time she buys a waistcoat, oh, I should have got a different size.
And I was like, no, you look fine. So I love a waistcoat, and I would say if we're going tailoring specific and you wanting the names, we did the lovely book Big Red, but then we also did a really nice one. It was kind of a bit long line called Tess. And that so I have that in all the colours, because one thing about me, if I like something, I will be buying it in multiple colours.
Multiple colours, different fabrics. Okay, I love that. Oh my god.
So I would be a waistcoat, and I love this little waistcoat that we've got here. This is Nava waistcoat. So that's really nice. And again, like I could wear this with a waistcoat. You can wear it with a skirt. You could wear it with trousers. You could wear it with shorts. You could wear it with literally anything. You can dress waistcoat up, dress waistcoat down. But I would be a waistcoat.
I love that. Like I said, you rock the waistcoat every time. Lovely. Talk to me.
I'm very, very torn, because obviously I work on tailoring and outerwear, and I'm drawn to very much both. My wardrobe is just jackets.
No, he's being serious.
I'm being serious.
It's just
I have so many blazers. I love a blazer. You can wear it so casually or so nicely.
Yeah.
I really want to say a blazer, but women's wear RI, there's no blazer that's specific. So I'm going to say this coat that we've got coming in. It's like a long fur, long, and it has a belt, and it's like dark brown. And I'm snapping that up as soon as it comes in. That is me. So cozy and snug. It just gives me like Christmas vibes, bear vibes. September, October, November, December. It's Christmas the bear months now. And it's called What's It?
What's It? Oh.
It was named after crisps.
Oh, was that your thing?
We're running out of names, guys. We did crisps, chocolate bars.
Drop your suggestions in the box.
If anyone have any themes ideas, please drop them in the
Please,
comment
send them
section
on the
below.
Table.
We can do
Sasha
that.
is all over the table. I just want to put that.
We can do islander names. Drop them down below. Let us know.
Drop them in the comments. Thank you very much.
I've been named after something.
Yeah.
I need to find this jacket though. You need to let me know.
It's coming in this week. It's already in actually, so it'll be online this week, hopefully. Praying.
We'll sort you out with the product number afterwards.
Yeah.
Just when you pass me in the corridor, we're wearing the same jacket. Just give me the wave,
It's
give me
not a
the
lot,
wig.
though. You have to be quick.
Okay, that's fine. I might buy 10.
Use that discount.
There you go. Well, I have no more questions for you guys. You guys have been stunning, amazing, visually, eerily. What's the sound?
Audio.
Audially. That's I think maybe you should host next time. Soundly. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Thank you for inviting us.
You've been amazing.
This has been fun.
Yeah, this has been so good. Yeah.
Part 2 next year.
Part 2.
Part 2. We'll be talking more fashion. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the podcast. I know you'll agree, they've been amazing. Again, in the comments below, let us know what you think. Let us know if you've got any name ideas for any more products. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.